mother of tonight's Moon River singer, Schaefer. She is also a singer in her own right, and she loves the blues. The blues originated primarily in the African American communities in the Deep South around the end of the 19th century. It was derived from spirituals, work songs, field, hollers, and ballads. The blues is a form of jazz, rhythm, rock and roll. Tonight, Janet Sue will sing a medley of The Birth of the Blues from the film starring Mary Martin and Bing Crosby about the breakthrough success of the original Dixieland Jazz Band in New Orleans, Louisiana. Make a note of that. And she'll also sing Rockabye Your Baby, published in 1918, probably the best-known Al Jolson song. So here's Janet Sue Gray singing a Southern blues medley.
Rockabye your baby with a Dixie melody. When you croon a tune from the heart of Dixie. Just make my cradle, mama mine, right on that Mason-Dixon line. Just swing it from Virginia to Tennessee with all the love that's in ya. Weep no more, my lady, sing that song again for me. And old sweet John, just as though he had me on his knee. A million baby kisses I'll deliver the minute that you sing that Swanee River. Rockabye, that rockabye baby with a Dixie melody. Yep, I'm that Dixieland baby, born and bred in the South. Schaefer, what do you remember about your upbringing, Southern upbringing?
Well, being taught that it's respectful to answer to adults with yes ma'am and yes sir, and no ma'am and no sir, and to hold the door for elders and all females.
Hey Taylor, what do you remember about your Southern upbringing?
Well, I thought about how we were taught it was okay to call close adults and friends by their first name, if it was preceded with a Miss or Mr., like Miss Kim or Mr. Eddie, but not the preacher. They're called Pastor, or Pastor with the first name, like Pastor Barbara and Pastor Steve.
Well, now, if you're under the age of 45, you're going to have to listen real close, because there is no app for this. My husband said to me, now say that clearly, because I thought you said nap. And I said, everybody under 45 will hear the word app, and everybody over 45 will hear the word nap. So, in the South, being raised in the South, the things I think about are air conditioning, which was the windows up and an attic fan, sucking in the cool air and the smell of the honeysuckles outside. Hanging out with your friends and hanging clothes on the clothesline. And I wasn't tall enough, so my best friend, I shook and she hung the clothes. And we loved every minute of it. Girls with double names, like Janet Sue, Lindy, and Mary Nail. And boys with nicknames like Bubba and Go-Go and Skipper. It means pulling your car over when a funeral procession goes down the road, because there's no place that you have to be so much in a hurry to get to that you don't pay your respects. It meant not wearing white after Labor Day. Some of you remember that. Don't sweep out the back door after dark. It meant wearing dresses to school every day, no pants allowed. Azaleas, magnolias, and dogwood trees and Watermelon and Callaway Gardens and the FSU Circus. It meant dressing for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. And my favorite month was the month of June, because June was the end of school, and it was my girlfriend's birthday, and it was also time for my dance recital. I loved my dance recitals. Saturday mornings were spent with Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans, and lamb chops too. Saturday nights were spent going wherever somebody in my family was playing a gig. And then we came home to Lawrence Welk and the Lennon Sisters and Jackie Gleason and the June Taylor Dancers. Sundays were Sunday school, big church, and Sunday dinner, which was at 1 o'clock. Some family member had Sunday dinner, and we were there. And that consisted of at least 2 meats, 4 or 5 vegetables, bread, sweet tea that can only be sweetened when it's hot, and of course some homemade banana pudding. And hearing old stories over and over again, like how my mother's high school girlfriend, Margaret Lupo, who's the founder of Mary Mac's Tea Room, sat on her cousin's manuscript like we used to sit on a phone book for a booster chair at Thanksgiving. And that manuscript was called Gone with the Wind. Margaret was Margaret Mitchell's cousin, first cousin. We also listened countless times about my boy's grandfather who taught Albert Einstein the game of baseball. A little old Waynesboro, Mississippi boy teaching Albert Einstein something. Being Southern, we were taught to be thankful for what we had, because however small or humble, what you took for granted was always something else somebody was praying for. Now, Sunday nights were family time around the Ed Sullivan Show, and walks down the musical memory lane with the Gary Moore Show. Anybody here remember that? Standing under the lamppost and he would put the year up there. Now I mentioned music. My family was full of music. Everybody played an instrument, sang, or danced, and you had to do one of them. We had a lot of music. We went to the symphony. We had people that played in the symphony. We had dance bands. We had church choir. But a lot of swing and jazz and the blues. Now the blues is the country music of jazz. And somehow, after we would sing a good blues run, as we'd call it, everybody felt real encouraged and looking for ways to find happiness. Taylor and Schaefer, do y'all know how the blues got started? They heard a breeze in the trees, singing sweet melodies, and they called that the start of the blues.
Sing it on now, Mama.
All right.
Then from the jail came a wail, humble down, hearted frail.
All right now.
And they played that as part of the blues. From a whippoorwill way up high on a hill, they took a new note, pushed it through a horn. day you're out